So here is a live view as of around 11 a.m. on September 27th, 2024 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, well, really there's 5 asteroids that are now surrounding, and I'm saying surrounding the Earth because they appear to have slowed down, and some of them are kind of switching their trajectories. Anyway, they're definitely hanging around the Earth. These, I could be wrong about their distances, but that's what it seems like to me. These are all asteroids that were discovered just this year in 2024. They disappear because they're moving around, and they don't disappear, but the label will come off it when the screen tries to show more than one name. Anyway, they're all white. I'll show you a picture of them in a moment, and they all have interesting symbols on them, which I have looked at, and they could be sending a message to us, okay, of awakening and unity, and it could be a message that we are not awake. Anyway, I'll show you in a moment. I don't know why NASA is not covering this at the present moment. They seem to be rather silent. There's a bit of a clearer picture. But, in about 20 minutes, you'll see that they will have changed their trajectory. It's almost like it appears like they're hanging around. I don't think they're traveling very quickly. Anyway, I could be wrong about that. But there they are. There's what you'll see right now if you look them up live. Just interesting to note, if you look at 2024 SDI, at the moment, it is just a little bit more further away than the moon is from us. It's not in there. You can see 2024 SGI, which is supposed to come the closest to us, changing trajectory, or else it's trying to stay in the same place. Anyway, let's go to the symbols, in case I could be wrong about this. So this symbol has a couple of different meanings. First of all, it can be the meaning of sacred creation. It can be the seal of God, or it has another name. And by the way, this is on every single one of the asteroids. Just before we get to the meaning, I'll show you. There we go. So this symbol, this is one of the asteroids. I'll show you all of them in a moment, but there we go with the symbol. 2 overlaid circles placed one above the other symbolizes the interface between the spiritual and physical worlds, represented by the 2 circles. In this arrangement, it also resembles the isthus, I'm not pronouncing that correctly, fish symbol for Christ, and has also been said to be a symbol of life, of the materialization of the Spirit, of Christ's mediation between heaven and earth, and of the Eucharist. Okay, now don't worry, I'm going to close up on this in a minute, but I just wanted you to know which asteroid this was. This is 2024 SB, like Bobby. And that very clearly is a fish. Incredible, eh? All right, now I want you to look at the dots in the middle of the circles. On this asteroid, we have 2 dark dots in the middle of both of those circles down there. And then there's a circle up top that has no dot whatsoever in the center. Okay, now let me show you something else. Here we have 2 dots that appear to be sort of empty inside 2 of the circles. Okay, notice the dots inside the inside of the circles. Now, and of course we have another circle that has no dot, whether it's, an empty dot or a dark dot whatsoever. Do the dots mean anything? Yes, I believe that they do. The circles of enlightenment. Dots in the middle of circles are very symbolic. First of all, 3 circles together represent unity. A dark dot means someone is asleep, in other words, spiritually inept. A blank circle is someone who is awakening, and a circle with, that is not dark, or just a circle that's not filled in, means someone is awake. Now, let me show you if this is reflected in the asteroids. First of all, just before I show you the symbols, the three circles can be the Holy Trinity. In other words, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, I have a way of defining that. So I always think of, of explaining to people that you are three, all right? First of all, if God is the ocean, you are a cup of it, all right? So the essence of who you are is the cup, is the water in the cup. You are part of God. God is omnipotent, God the creator. Now, then there's a third one. What's the third thing? Your body. Okay, so you are not your body. You are not separate from God. And the real you is that cup of water. It's not your body. It's the essence of you. So that's a way of explaining the Holy Trinity. And I believe the messages on these asteroids are something relating to that. So here are three circles. Inside two of the circles, they appear to be awake, or is one of them not awake? Anyway, but you get the idea. So they could be trying to tell us that, we are awake in the sense of God, or some of us are anyway, and perhaps not awake in the sense of who we are, what our bodies are, or who we are. We're awakening somehow in some way with the third circle there. But notice how there is no unity. None of them are intertwined. Here we have the idea of people who are completely asleep to who they are, who God is, but who do not recognize God as the creator. They may be just awakening, or perhaps the idea is they need to become awake. Look how small that circle is. There is no Trinity here. And here is the symbol of sacred creation. In other words, recognizing and needing to recognize who the creator is. Nothing new is created here on this world. I really didn't understand that passage until this year, and I keep discovering, usually I discover it through physics and science, that everything was created by God. I'll give you an example. Do you remember the periodic table? If you look up in on Wiki, it'll, some human being will claim to have created it. That's impossible. You know why? Is it possible for man to have created the atom and to have determined how many protons would be in the nucleus? No, that's ridiculous. Well, did you know that the original elements, in the original periodic table, which had 20 elements in it, those are the 20 basic building blocks like hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, etc. Well, guess what? The first element, which is in block number 1, has 1 proton in its nucleus. If you go to the 7th element, which is block number 7, that's number 7 because it has 7 protons in its nucleus. And element number 20 has 20 protons in its nucleus. So you get the idea. God numbered that because, the periodic table is as it is because of the number of protons in each atom's nucleus. So everything on Earth was already created. There is nothing new. Eventually, when you dig down, you'll find that, with everything that is true. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. I thought these symbols were fascinating. Okay, guys, talk to you later. Bye.